Greetings everyone, this is Aaron18 and welcome to another episode of All the Mod 7. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a pretty good day myself. Today is going to be a little bit of a different episode because, well, first of all, I want to clear up some things throughout this series. One of the things is that last episode, I dedicated an entire video to making these crushing wheels. And some of you might be wondering as to why I did so. Like, it's just one item. It's actually more than one because this setup is ultimately kickstarting us into Create. And that's to say we're making, stress with it, aka like the unit of energy, I guess, in Create. We're getting to automating crafting, all the good stuff. And the reason why we ideally want to be doing Create, well, sort of. Create is good in vanilla situations, but in this gigantic mod pack, which has like over 300 mods, kind of loses out on some of that, on some of its benefits. But it is going to be needed in towards the late game and stuff. But the crushing wheels are going to be very useful. There's actually a very important reason as to why these crushing wheels are super useful. So there's an item in the game called an ore hammer, and it's this, there's a couple of them. There's 5 of them specifically, which are these 5 up here, ranging from copper to platinum. And these have a set durability. So, for example, the iron one has 96, the copper has 64, the platinum has 256, and so forth. Now, these are very useful because these allow us to ore double. Let's get some lead, some raw lead. And as you can see, I have 1 raw lead. I give it the ore hammer, and it makes 2 lead dust. Which you might be thinking, oh, that's good. But the problem is, each time you use it, you use 1 durability. So I had 27, now I'm down to 26. That's kind of a pain, because that means if I wanted to do the 13 raw lead I had that wasn't in the stack, I need to use 13 durability, but I get 26 lead dust out of it, which, you might be thinking, oh, that's good, actually, let me sleep. Which you might be thinking, oh, that's good, because then you can just ore double, and it's basically for free. You're not using that much in terms of resources, maybe just a couple, iron here, but let me just show you the recipe of the iron ore hammer real quick. And now you see the problem. So the 3 sticks is nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. The sticks are super easy. You can get these on such a huge amount. But the blocks of iron are going to be a problem because, well, yes, blocks of iron. I can just ore double iron. I get more iron. I can make more ore hammers. The problem is, let me just show you the recipes for iron blocks alone. See, there's 11 pages on the crafting table. There's a bunch of other options up here. But let's see, we want to go with iron ingots. We need 200, there's 206 recipes on the crafting table and 11 pages of stuff. So that's the problem. Resources are going to be incredibly valuable for basically the entire extent of this game because, we need a lot of everything. So, the iron, we're going to need a lot of iron. And ideally, we would go with something like bronze, because that has more durability. But bronze is kind of, bronze dust, copper, and tin. It's kind of whatever. But one might think, well, gee, you could just make a whole bunch of ore hammers out of the ore you double. And that's true. The problem is, this is going to also use resources. So these crushing wheels will allow us to save resources because I don't have to use a bunch of ore hammers to pulverize a stack of ore. Instead of using that, I can just use this, throw it into the crushing wheel, and it'll be fine. And then ideally, it also allows us to automate it, which is really good. Also, did a little bit of work between episodes. I got some more, I'm pretty sure this was before last episode, but I have some nippas. These things basically just produce these arcane crystal dust specs, which are going to be nice for a later mod, which I will not get into right now because it's kind of expensive. But one of the things I want to do is I want to work on a couple of small things here before we get into the big stuff, building the actual base, which is going to be down here. I have an idea for it. I know I said I wanted it to be a big staircase. That's not going to happen. I was thinking about an elevator. So we're gonna do that. That elevator design is hopefully going to be, hopefully going to be doable. But it's still going to be pretty cool, I think. But before we can get into that, there's a couple things I want to work on before that. And one of those is having wood production. Now, I know that some of you might be thinking, well, just plant saplings, cut them down, or cut down the trees that grow from them, plant more saplings, stuff like that. And that's true, but I don't want to constantly go over to this plot of land and cut down trees over and over and over again. So what we're going to do is we're going to do something a little bit different. And it's from a mod that allows us to have something called bonsai pots. So this is from the mod Bonsai Trees 3, and it's a pretty straightforward recipe. It's just some bricks, or ash bricks if there's supplementaries installed, which we do have supplementaries. But 5 bricks allows us to make, well, I guess we can't make it right now because we don't have bricks, which I guess makes sense. Bricks are kind of, you know, we do have bricks. Okay. Now, this is incredibly useful. So let me just craft one just to show you what I mean. So we have a quest completed. That's nice. Yeah, miniature tree farm. And then apparently this is another one over here where we get another bonsai pot. That's nice. That saves us some, you know, unused bricks. Let me just place one right here. Okay. So it looks normal until you right click on it, and then now it makes it a little bit more complicated. So what we need to do is we need to put in a sapling and then some sort of like grass. So I'm just gonna use dirt. I think dirt works. I forget because sometimes in some mods it works. Okay, so it does work. And we're gonna just use a spruce sapling for reference. As you can see, it's gonna start growing. And not at a slow pace. As you can see, it's like going up by like almost 3% each time. Actually, it is 3% each time. And then it gets to 100%. Now, the reason why we can't, it hasn't, like, you know, done anything, is because now this is basically like a fully grown tree. We need to cut it, so we can just click this, and we get some logs. The thing with this is there's a chance that you will not get, dropped from it. It doesn't happen too often, but as you can see, yeah, you get 1 log each time in this case. Now you might be thinking, well, that's super inefficient. It's not. And the reason is because we can just let this thing run. So as you can see, you got a stick. It's not the best yield. Cutting down trees, like actual trees, will get us way more resources. But this is going to be nice in, like, the long run. Yeah, as you can see, no drops here. The reason is because then we can just have this thing run. But as you might be thinking, well, you have to click on it. And that's because we haven't automated it yet. So I'm going to throw my axe in here. And already, it can auto cut down the tree. So let's just wait for this thing to regrow real quick. So again, got some more logs, got some sticks. Do it again, and there you go. It uses 1 durability point each time, which if you think about it, is actually pretty good, all things considered. And, you know, yeah, I know. This is not the best resource yield. It's, you know, pretty slow, but if we have, like, 8 of them, all working with, like, spruce, then it's a lot better. I think there's a chance you can get saplings from it. I don't know. I don't know the rates from a bonsai pot anymore because it's updated quite a few times since I last worked with it. But this is going to be useful because this is going to allow us to effectively get free materials. There is like, you might be thinking, okay, what other things can I work with? Well, there's one tree that we do want to grow basically immediately, if I can find it again. Actually, we have a search bar for a reason. So, Midroll. Not this one. That's not how you spell it. Yeah, Midroll sapling. This is going to be very useful for, like, the long run. And the reason is because this will grow the logs. It will give us sticks. And I think, hopefully, it will give us the crystallized Midroll chunks and the Midroll berries. So, get rid of that and that. There we go. And then, let's just check. Yeah, so as you can see, it gives us the crystallized Midroll chunks, sticks, and Midroll logs. So sometimes it gives us good yield. It depends on the tree, because, like, spruce was not the best option, because it only gives us, like, 2 things all the time. But you might notice that there is an inventory. And I want to make this, I want to solve, like, again, I want to solve my woodcutting problems. I never want to cut down trees unless I have to. Now, with things like the spruce, that might be the case, because spruce will get me a lot more if I just cut down the tree manually. But with Midroll, it's basically free resources. I think, yeah, okay. So, one of the things you can do is you can make drawers. Now, I have a couple of drawers, and let's actually just get one of these. And it will not auto-output. Because this is not a hopping bonsai pot. But that does not exist in this pack. So, we need to have some way to automate this. So, I'm gonna really quick... Oh, okay, that's a thing. So, it will now auto-harvest the Midroll for me. Which is, I guess, fine. But we don't want to auto-harvest just yet. Okay, so... what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a little something to get us at least the two Midroll saplings I do have. I'll get that set up. I'll be back with you in a moment, I think. Alright, guys. So, I have successfully automated the production of Midroll wood, and Midroll trees in general. And I'm just currently using these stone hand axes as the chopping thing, because it doesn't matter what you use. The speed and stuff like that doesn't make a difference. The only difference is how much durability it has. So, like, for example, this doesn't have a lot of durability, but it's easily repairable because cobblestone is super easy to get a lot of. And I had to get this configuration tool to make these drawers actually work properly, because otherwise it was kind of a pain. It just, like, for example, sticks would just end up in this one. Logs may have ended up here. So, yeah, it was kind of bad, in terms of, like, automation purposes. But that's all I'm doing right now, because partially because I'm out of patterns, but also because, you know, that's really all I need to automate right now. I will get other ones automated in the future. That is most definitely going to be a thing. I completed a couple of quests, which was mostly just this, because of the, the hoppers. But one of the things I want to do as well is work on, like, cobblestone production in some manner. Now, there's not, like, as far as I'm aware, let me just check if there's, like, a stonework. Okay, there's a stonework factory, but yeah, this is not happening anytime soon. This thing basically allows you to make, like, cobblestone and stuff like that, but that's not happening. Like, yeah, not anytime soon. So I think there might be I think there's a generator. I want to say igneous extruder. What is this? I forget exactly what, like, the igneous extruder does. Okay, yeah. So this thing will allow us to basically get unlimited things like cobblestone and so forth. The problem is it's going to require power, lava, and water. Now, water's no problem. We're in the middle of an ocean. Lava is going to be a problem, so we're going to need to do a couple of other things. But one of the things I want to do before we get into cobblestone generation, because, yeah, those axes, they're going to need to be repaired. Quite frequently, I would say. But one of the things I want to work on is actually start working on a mine down in the where the eventual base is going to be. The reason is because mining is going to be super useful. Like, I cannot express enough how useful mining is going to be. Can I make my brightness any more? Or is my brightness... Okay, it's already on bright, so no, then. Alright. Let's just place down a torch here. Oh yeah, this thing. This thing's hilarious. I found a chest underneath it. Did I get the chest? I did, okay. Because there was a spawner underneath. Also, I wouldn't recommend breaking the loot chest. I might, because I don't know if it's going to affect, like, loot and stuff like that you can get. Like, if you get the loot, I don't know if it will, like, get rid of it entirely. Did I loot it entirely? Okay, yeah, I did. Delete. You must sneak while doing so. You know what? I don't think I'm gonna mine that thing. I will mine it later, like in a different, like a creative testing world or something like that. But yeah, so as you can see, there's some spawnable areas. I just want to get this area at least somewhat lit up. Oh, there's a spawner. So ideally, it's under here. Yeah, there's a loot chest. Fantastic. And all in all, this cave area is not really that big. So, spawnable areas have already been basically covered, except for over there. Which is super easy, because we just do that. And then there's a little bit of a spot over there. I will need to make more torches. Don't need to tell me. So there might be some spawnable spots up there, but I don't think that's going to be much of a problem. But anyways, so, let's actually check out this loot chest real quick. Ooh, skeleton skull, diamond, and a block of iron. Nice. Actually, this is a perfect opportunity to check what happens if we break the chest. Okay, so it doesn't delete the loot. Okay, good, good, good. Because I was worried that if I break it, it would delete the loot. And I was worried that if I had crafted stuff from that loot, it would delete those as well. Okay, so it doesn't really matter if I break it or not. It's just the loot inside would, you know, just kind of go away. Ooh, there's some more spawnable spots over here. Okay, so, yeah, this is a pretty big area. I mean, it's not that big, but, like, it's okay big. So I'm gonna really quickly, like, get some ores, because, like, they're just kind of dotted around everywhere. I'll be back with you when I have all the ores completely cleared out, at least in the viewable area. Okay, guys, so I have mined out basically every single ore that I could get hold of. There are a couple of ores, like oh, I guess I missed these. This one. Fortunately, we are surrounded by blocks that are easy to mine, so this is not a problem. I know that there's a couple of patches I haven't gotten to, like this is one of them. Oop. There we go. But other than, some of these patches are going to take time to get to. But other than that, most of the ores have been mined out in its entirety. Again, there's a couple of patches still left, but most of it is, well, a lot of it has been mined out. Probably not even close to most of it. I hope to get up to these points at some point. That might be interesting. But anyways, one of the things I want to do now is to set up a mine. But before we can do that, I need to block this off. This was what I like to call a failed project. Really what I was trying to do was I wanted to create a gigantic entrance to the base. Which I did. I managed to create an entrance, but the problem is that it's a bad entrance. It's way too low and everything. So yeah, kind of not ideal for a base entrance, as you could probably guess. But there are other ways to, you know, get a good entrance built, and like I said, we're gonna be doing an elevator. Well, I probably didn't say it, but we're gonna be doing an elevator. But yeah, one of the things I want to do is I actually want to set up, like, an actual mine, and if you guys know, last time I had, my last base, I had a mine set up and everything. The problem is that I now no longer have that base accessible because it's now, like, thousands and thousands and thousands of blocks away. So it really doesn't make sense to, you know, go over there and use my mine when I can easily make a new one that's better as well. And there's a really easy way to build, make a good mine. But we are gonna get a bunch of resources from this, ideally. Also, you might be wondering what all these like weird X's on the ground are for. That's because there's a mod. If you press F7, it allows you to see spawnable spots. Excuse me. So that is very nice, very useful. I think that's good. Yeah. All right. And yeah, as you can see, lots of resources. A couple more in here. Not really the best of sorting. Like, I will get a storage system set up at some point, and I will be able to finally get rid of those stupid modular storage units. But right now, we are kind of stuck with it. As you can see, we get a whole bunch of ores. And for some of you that have played, like, a lot of modded Minecraft, you might be thinking, well, gee, can't you now get, like, fortune? Because now I have access to lapis on my pickaxe. Like, if I could do that with Tinker's Construct stuff. It's changed. Tinker's Construct has changed, so now I can't just put lapis on a pickaxe and I get fortune out of it. It's a big, drawn-out process that I really don't want to do now, but I'm going to have to. And yeah, so as you can see, Y level 6, we are entering the realm of Deep Slate. That is in the wrong spot. That needs to be over there. And also, top tip for mining, actually. Every time you do like a gigantic like column down or something like that, place torches along the way. So then, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. But not just like torches, like, because you might be thinking, well, duh, place torches. Place them in such a way that you'll be able to get back to your like to the surface. So in this case, I have it set up so that if I'm going up, they're on the left side, and if I'm going down, they're on the right side. And I'll probably do the same thing with my like tunnels. I'll probably do that as well. But yeah, so we're pretty low down, but we're not nearly low enough. And there's a reason we need to get extra low into the world for like ores and stuff. So I'm going to get to a certain point where I can begin a proper mining hub, and I will meet you back when I do so. That is appetite. Alright guys, so I have done quite a bit of mining. As you can see, I am now at Y level -25, which, I mean, it's not the most ideal Y level, I don't think. I mean, it might be. I haven't checked the new spawn things in a while, and I forgot them. So ideally, though, this is probably going to be where we're going to set up the like our mining areas. You can see I got some rows dug out, and yeah, we're pretty low down. And I got a whole bunch of ores. Even got some diamond in there. I did not record it because it was not my first diamond. Gravel goes with gravel. But yeah, mine has been set up and everything. So I think that's going to conclude this episode, I think. Also, tons of deep slate. Like I've got a lot of deep slate, which can be used in place of cobblestone when you're repairing tools, I found out, which is actually really nice. I will get stairs put in. In fact, I will do that between episodes because that's kind of painful. But yeah, so other than that, I think that's going to conclude with episode 5. Got some mining done, got the production of like unlimited trees and such, and I can't seem to climb up a water pillar for the life of me, so that's a thing. But yeah, so I'll turn that off. But yeah, other than that, I think that's going to conclude for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to check out my other ones. And ooh, before I send off, we have a wandering merchant of sorts. Not really. The wood might be useful at some point, but yeah, no, not really. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will definitely see you in the next episode.